YouTube, and thanks for stopping by. This is my first video, and my name's Rob. I've been collecting video games, retro video games, for a few years now. Aside from that though, the main thing is I've met some great friends, some really good friends in the community, most of which do YouTube videos, and I sit and watch for hours, various different channels, different content, particularly like pickups, games room tours, gameplay videos, things like that. Some great friends, as I say, that I've met in this community, some of which have, asked me and sort of said, come on, why don't you do a video? So I thought, well, it's probably only right that I sit and watch hours of great content that you guys provide, and it's probably about time I put a little bit back. So yeah, this is my first video, and I honestly didn't really know what to do for a video. We're in lockdown, not a great deal of pickups going on at the moment, so I thought, well, I'll do a games room walk around, have a little look around my games room. I've spent many hours getting it as it is, and I'm quite proud of the little games room. This is just the games room as it is currently. It is a conservatory, so I do suffer a bit of sun fade, so it's not all of my collection in here. Some of the nicer bits, some of the boxed items particularly a lot of the gifted items that I've been given over the years by people in the community, I keep safely locked away. But I did think, well, if this sort of goes okay, then maybe I could do another video and fetch those pieces out. We can have a little look at them. I will go through this. It will just be a quick, brief walk around. I'm not going to be getting into all the ins and outs of each individual game. It would just take too long, and I'm quite sure it would bore you all to tears, but it might be interesting to have a little look round. I mean, I personally love to see the way that other people have set their rooms up, what they've got, how they've done it, gain ideas, inspiration. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's a bit of a thank you video, really. The guys that I sort of go to the events with in the community, probably a lot of them you'll know, and this is a bit of a thank. They know who they are, and this is a bit of a thank you to them, really. So if only those few guys watch this, then I'll be over the moon. All right, so let's have a little look. Let's have a walk round, shall we? Okay, guys. So this is the room. I'll have a quick spin round to give you a quick idea of the size of it. As you've probably already seen, it's actually a conservatory, which causes me a lot of sun fading issues. We'll speak about that a bit later. It's 6 metres by 4 metres. To give you an idea, that's what we're working with. That there just leads through to our kitchen, dining area. We'll have a quick wander round, and we'll have a little chat about some of the bits and pieces that are here in a bit more detail. Apologies for the glare. suppose it's sort of made up of three areas really. You've got this area here where we've got an LCD TV, CRT, Vectrex, mini PVM there, a few consoles down there, talk about those in a bit. This area over here, again I think that's a 55-inch Samsung, mainly used by my boys to play PlayStation 4 most of the time. I've got a few consoles hooked up to it. It's the GameCube playing at the moment. And I suppose that area there, and that is what it is really. That's four 14-inch PVMs with numerous consoles, fruit machine and cab. A few gaming chairs. Okay, let's take a look at a few of these bits in more detail. Okay, so firstly, it's the fruit machine. It's a Mario Kart 64 fruit machine. Had it for probably about 3.5 years now. Bought it from Extreme Games in Ashby. I seen it in there when they shut down the shop, they were selling it. So I thought it'd be nice to sort of have. Really quite like it actually. It's got an issue with the volume at the minute. I moved it in the room here, and since moving it the volume's not worked, so I sort of need to have a little look at that. I don't think it can be too much, but I've just not got around to it because, you know, it's not something that you sort of stand and play. Well, it's certainly not something that I sort of stand and play. It was really more ornamental, and it does light the room up, and it's colourful, and it's quite cool. It's officially licensed by Nintendo. Not loads of them around. I think it's probably classed as uncommon. Okay, let's give it a play. No good. And there we are. £15 cash jackpot Mario 64 fruit machine. Let's swing the camera around a little bit, and we will have a little look at the cab sitting next to it. Okay, next up is the Lord's Vale arcade cab. I believe this was released in the UK. And it's the green model, which I think was mainly used for sports titles, Turf Masters, soccer games, things like that. It's a lovely sized cab to have at home. This is fairly new. I went off on a bit of a jolly with Dainster and Tootie UK back in August to collect this from a gentleman called Lewis, who was brilliant. Lewis works at the arcade club in Bury, and he was selling 3 of these. I actually bought 2. The other one is a blue one, and although it's a Lord's Vale, it's not the Neo Geo Lord's Vale, but I purchased that for my sister, really for her little lad. So we bought 2 at the time of going up. Absolutely love mine. Unfortunately, there is a problem with the blue one at the minute, so I need to get that back up to Lewis for him to have a quick look at, which he said he will. That's my dog barking. 1 second. Yeah, this cab, I've put the side art on it and the green tea moulding around it, just to sort of finish it off a little bit, and I think it looks quite nice. It's got an MVS1 slot in it, and it did actually come with metal slug, but I've subsequently bought a multi-cart, a 161 in 1, which is nice when it's working. It only worked for about 3 weeks. I've taken it apart, I've cleaned it, but yeah, it's not working at the moment, so I might need to get another one of those. But this is actually running a Pandora's Box 4 at the moment. I think it's got 645 games on it, which is great really, because I've got 3 lads, and it means that they can sort of just come in, choose different games, play them. They come in with their friends, they play them from time to time. Absolutely love it. Can't recommend a little cab like this enough for home use. You can see the size of it in compared to the fruit machine next to it. I'm not sure quite how the picture's coming through on the camera, but the CRT inside is just beautiful. And probably play this the most out of anything in here at the moment, because it's just so easy to switch between games, 2-player, even the wife comes in and plays Puzzle Bobble. So that's that. We will move over. Okay, so in this area of the room we have got 4 14-inch PVMs or BVMs in the case of the Panasonic. Again, not too sure quite how well the imagery off those screens is coming through on this camera, but you'll have to take my word for it. They look stunning. The various different consoles that we've got running, as you can see, there are a few different ones there. On this first Sony on the left hand side, we've got the PC Engine running Outrun currently. The second one, I think that's the Japanese Sega Saturn hooked up, and that's Radiant Silvergun, game I recently brought off, without further ado, Retro, Big Mike Houlihan. Quite an expensive game, so I'm trying to play through that a little bit and trying to get good at that. I'm enjoying it. It's hard though. I'm not good at shooters. Yeah, these last 2 PVMs on the right hand side, you'll notice that they're running the same game there, Ridge Racer. That's because the PS1s that you can see sitting below them there are linked up via a link cable, so you can play 2-player games. There are a handful of games that you can link on the PlayStation 1 with the link cable. It is kind of good fun, particularly when you've got, you know, TVs sitting next to one another like that. I have done the same. I'll just move this down a little bit. You'll see, hopefully, that there are 2 PlayStation 2s down there that are also linked up. Time Crisis, a game that springs to mind that's pretty good on 2-player. Might do a video about the link up games in the future. I'll just get a little bit closer so we'll run through some of these consoles. So we've got, on the first one, the Super Nintendo PC Engine hooked up. And the second one there, we've got the Mega CD, Mega Drive, Japanese Saturn, and then down below it, PAL Saturn. And then, as I was saying, 2 PS1s, NES, Atari Jaguar, 2 PS2s, a couple of joysticks down there, and one down there in that corner. Sitting on top, we've got Virtual Boy. I've actually got 2 Virtual Boys, and I would like to get a link cable for those, because there are a couple of games, I believe, that you can link up the Virtual Boys with as well. So something for the future. Cables are pretty expensive though. Couple of light guns there. Do quite like Point Blank. So we plug them in sometimes to the PS1 and have a little bit of light gun action. That is a Metal Slug light up display. Not sure quite how well the camera's going to catch that. There's a light coming off of it. That's pretty nice. Like that. Okay. Now moving over to this display cabinet. Up on the top there, we have got like a little mini CRT cassette player. I would guess from mid-80s. Bought it from a car boot sale not too long ago. It was a bit dirty and grimy, but we cleaned him up and he works flawlessly. I actually plugged the Atari 2600 into him and it's great. It's black and white, the little CRT. As you probably guessed by now, I do quite like my CRTs, TVs. Going down the cabinet, what we got in there? Okay, we've got a couple of wrestling belts. Those wrestling belts I actually bought for my boys when they were a lot younger and really into the WWF or WWE as it is now. They were quite expensive actually, but they are the solid ones, like the replica ones. They've long grown out of that, so they sit in there on display. Just to the left there, I don't know if any of you guys can remember, I think it was the advert for BT, I think it was, and that's a phone, and it was in the advert, and it sings Karma Chameleon and dances. Let's press it and see if we can get it to demo it. It might need some new batteries in it. My sister got me that. I've still got the box for it and everything, and it's in lovely condition. Bit freaky because when the batteries really go low on it, it kicks up. But that is actually a working telephone. Just below it, green PSP that I picked up from the car boot sale not too long ago. I put that on display really next to the arcade cab just purely because it was the same colour, for no other reason than that. Next to it we have an Amstrad game, Wild Bunch. Now my good friend Dainster gave me that at one of the shows. I was talking to him about it, and when I got home I found it in my bag. And it was really from being a young lad and going around my friend's house who had a Spectrum, and I loved this game and he didn't love it, and I would always beg him to put it on, and many hours of fun on the Wild Bunch. If you've not played it, guys, you really should. It's absolutely brilliant. So that was gifted by Dana, so that sort of sits as a nostalgic pride of place there for me. Okay. Going back down the cabinet, Sony Watchman in there, a couple of Neo Geo Pockets, it's an ornament that my father-in-law gave me, and that's the King Power Stadium that he got when he went to one of the matches. And then right down there at the bottom, a few handhelds, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Pocket, DS, a few other bits and pieces. Going back up, the first Avenger shield, that sits in there because that was a gift from my middle son a couple of years ago. He'd gone away on holiday with his grandparents, and he came back with that for me. That's lovely. Okay. Right, let's move over. Oh, we'll have a little look down here on this table first. What we got down here? Okay, so we've got a few PC Engine games sitting there. Game Gear. I suspect it's broken. Probably not even tested it. Every Game Gear I've ever picked up is broken. That's my iPad. That it's like a Bang & Olufsen speaker that it sits in. Really good actually. I sort of have it next to me, listening to football or whatever. So we'll have a little look at these games. So what we got there? Some Nintendo 64 sitting up at the top. Let's go and take a closer look, shall we? These are all the boxed N64 games that I've got. Not a massive amount. Not a massive fan of the N64. A few Japanese N64 games there also. Some box Super Nintendo along there. Some quite nice ones. A few Hit Squad games. And I don't collect for Hit Squad. Moving down. A few more box Super Nintendo. What we got in there? A couple of Game Boys. Box NES game. Famicom. Super Famicom. And along. A few PSPs there. Just ready to go to CEX. And moving down, we've got hiding behind the table some big box Amiga. Let's quickly move the table and we'll have a quick look. There we are. So yeah, a few of the boxed Amiga titles. I have got some more, but they're sitting in storage as I've just simply run out of room in here now. So anything else that I sort of get just gets boxed up, moved into storage. Did have a bit of an accident a year or so ago, particularly with the Amiga games. I boxed them up, put them in the shed leaked. I lost quite a lot. But the ones that I could salvage are sort of either here or sitting in boxes in my loft. Okay, so the centre section of these are some Neo Geo AES. Love my Neo Geo stuff, I really do. A few games there. There are games sitting at the back of these, I think. Some Super Famicom. What I used to do was have the AES at the back and the Super Famicom at the front. That's why there's some cheap titles there, just to protect these from sun fade. But I've since made some covers for these shelves that hang over. Perhaps show those in a bit, so I don't have to worry too much about that now. So these sort of made their way more to the front. But yeah, some more Super Famicom hiding at the back. Moving down, we've got NES games. Couple more AES sitting at the back there. I think they're doubles. To move those on. Just waiting for the shows to start again. Jag game there. Really nice condition. What are these? A couple of NES games. I need the cart for Tetris 2. Oh, I think I missed Pac-Man as well. I might need the carts for both of those. Just got the boxes. Moving down to more NES hiding at the back. More boxed NES down there. We have got some Virtual Boy games. Let's move this out of the way. Virtual Boy games. And some Neo Geo Pocket. And one lone Atari Lynx game sitting there. A few loose carts as well. I think probably Mega Drive or Atari 2600. So yeah, where were we? My card got full. Sorry about that. So yeah, Sega Saturn. Absolutely love the Japanese Sega Saturn. Not been collecting for it long. It has no nostalgia for me. Certainly didn't have one as a younger man. Something I've discovered since collecting, but love it. There's some superb games for it. Absolutely superb games. It's probably one of my go-to consoles if I was to sort of come in here. Particular favourite in the hunt, that is sort of a prequel to Metal Slug. I'm sure most of you know about that. Lair section. So have a little look at that. Fantastic shooter. X-Men vs Street Fighter. Graphics are superb. Another recent title. Big Mike. Yet to have a go on this one. Sonic Wings. Yeah, it's something I'll be looking to add to in the future. Sega Saturn. And then down here we've got at the back there just a very few Xbox titles. I've got quite a large Xbox collection, but it's sort of outgrown the room, so it lives in boxes again in the loft, just like PSP and PlayStation 2. So there's just a few there hiding at the back. We've got then below it, these are CDI titles, Philips CDI. I got most of these all in one go when I bought the Philips CDI. I got the console and a large bundle of these games. Particular favourite, Mad Dog McCree. That was a gift from Tutti UK. We went to one of the events and he was having a wander around and he came back to me with that, and he knows I love my light gun shooters, so I particularly like that one. I don't think there's a massive amount of great games for the CDI, but I've got a few of the good ones. I'm told this is a good one. I brought this at one of the events. Again, yet to play it. Seventh Guest. Hotel Mario, I think, is supposed to be quite good, but I've not got that one. Have a little look. Mutant Rampage. Body Slam. And then below that is literally I think there's a few boxed Amiga titles there, and there's some loose carts, Atari 2600 and some Mega Drive hiding in there. I'm not pulling them out, they'll fall everywhere. And then back up to the top, Mega Drive. Didn't have a Mega Drive as a child, so I just sort of picked these up, you know, charity shops, car boots, bundles. It's very rare I actually go out my way to pick up a Mega Drive game, and to be honest, it's rare I actually play the Mega Drive. Like it, but again, just doesn't really hold a great deal of nostalgia for me. But various games there. Maybe it's something I'll get into a little bit more in the future. You can see most of these games are actually bagged up, and then you'll notice there's a few there that aren't, and those ones there that aren't, I need carts for, so they're actually they're empty boxes. Some of them have got the manuals. Quadrophenia VHS, just like the artwork on that, and some Master System, and Master System again below it. I like the Master System. Again, didn't have one growing up. I was more Amiga, rather than the Nintendo, Sega sort of 8 and 16-bit wars. I was still playing my Amiga. Absolutely loved it, really. So yeah, that's that wall of games sort of gone over. I'm moving round. Over here we've got, I think that's a 42-inch TV. It's a 3D TV. I do have a 3D player and the glasses, so that's kind of nice to watch 3D Blu-ray movies on. That's currently running the PC Engine Mini, just sitting down there. Little SNES Mini next to it, and we've got the Neo Geo Mini as well. Next to it, arcade stick for the Dreamcast. Hiding back there is it's quite an unusual joystick actually. I picked this up from one of the car boot sales. I just quite liked it. I use it for the Amiga. Predominantly use a zip stick, but I do quite like that for some reason. So it was quite pretty. And then below it we have got two, I think these are 12-inch Panasonic. They might be 10-inch actually. I'm not sure. Panasonic CRTs. They're both run off 12 volt or 240. They've actually got professional inputs and BNC connectors on the back. The image quality off of these is superb. I picked one up, this one on the left here, for £4 from a car boot sale. Got it home, plugged it in, and was blown away by it. And then only a few weeks later, I've seen this one on for sale on a marketplace, Facebook Marketplace ad for, I think it was £15. So I went and snatched it up. These are great for testing consoles on, really portable. Also, you know, I've sometimes for linking up consoles, as I do, as I was saying earlier, with the PS1, the PS2, they look good because they match perfectly. The colours are the same, and just quite like them really. So they sort of sit down there for whenever I need them. And like I say, great if I'm doing an event and I'm testing multiple consoles to sell. You can whip them out quickly and have two on the go at the same time. So they sit there. This I would say is probably one of the nicest parts of my collection. This CRT. This is a Sony 2730 QM, 27-inch professional PVM. I'm not sure again quite if the camera's doing it justice, but it really is stunning. It's a real monster. It's got the original speakers, if you can see that there. It's fantastic. Absolutely love that. And hooked up to that we have got the Neo Geo AES currently, and that is playing 3 count bout or 5 suplex. The AES sitting there, and Sega Dreamcast, PS2, and below it N64. Excuse those wires. That's a Hori AES stick. I don't know if you can see what we've got on top, but my friend gave me this. It's a Sega token. Presumably it was used in one of the Sega arcades many years ago. So that just sort of stuck that onto my Dreamcast. That is my original Dreamcast as well, that I bought not at launch, but you know, back in the day when it was out. Love the Dreamcast. So I will move over. I will move this chair out of the way. Okay, so here we have Vectrex with the UV overlay on it currently, and that is a UV light that I sort of metaled together myself that just sort of sits over the top of it. Love the Vectrex, got a great deal on this. It's a long story and I won't bore you all with it now, but great pickup that was. A bunch of other stuff as well. It cost me £50. But play that quite a lot. Next to it we have got a Sony 9-inch BVM, gifted to me by good friend Danester. He bought these as a job lot, and he very, very kindly gifted me this, and I love it, absolutely love it. The picture quality is great. That's running the Philips CDI that's just sitting a little bit below it at the minute. That's a shooter called Alien Gate. It's not great. It's not a great game in all honesty, but it's a nice little shooter to pass a bit of time. Above it, just a few loose Vectrex carts, and then down below we have got an Amiga 500 using quite a lot. He's actually hooked up to the bigger Sony that we've just looked at. That's got a Gotek installed, and I picked up the external drive a couple of months ago at a car boot, and that is in lovely condition. I don't think that's actually been used, that external drive. It cost me I think £2 or £3 from car boot sale. So I'm yet to sort of plug it in, so that's sitting there waiting for that. Below that is a DVD player, but the DVD player works as a surround sound system for the Sony, the large Sony. So I've got various speakers dotted around, and depending on what console you're running, it obviously just outputs the sound. I'll give that let's turn that up, see if that. Now it's playing through the AES. Below that's the CDI. Mentioned earlier, picked that up with quite a lot of games, quite reasonable marketplace ad. And then below that we've got VHS, DVD player, Master System Mark 1. And hiding, lurking under there's a GameCube connected to the large Sony via RGB. I think every console I have is hooked up via RGB, I believe. Okay, let's move on round. So this is another 2 large shelving units, various different games on it. Let's have a little look. We have got some GameCube hiding at the back there. some Japanese GameCube at the front. And again, more GameCube on the second shelf down, hiding at the back with the loose NES carts. A few loose NES sitting there. A few various little bits and pieces here. These are some PS3 promotional games, promo discs. I picked up in one big batch. Car boot sale one day. A couple of pound I think for the whole lot. Just sort of sit there. Couple of Wii U. More GameCube. And some Famicom loose carts. There. Moving down. A few PS4. Very humble Mega CD collection. Need to work on that in the new year. A couple of sealed 3DS games I picked up the other day from a larger bundle. Just purely because they were sealed, I sort of threw them in there and left them. I'll get rid of them at some stage. A few Vectrex games. Game Gear. Moving down, we have got some Sega Saturn. I need to go through and sort this. As you can see, there are a few doubles in there. And the Game Gear, loose Game Gear, just sitting in front. Moving down, a few PS2 titles. Like I said before, most of my PS2s now are all boxed up away in the loft. They're just a few, I don't know, that I've picked up, either acquired recently or more choicer titles that I'm likely to play. Some more Saturn, PAL Saturn sitting at the back there, behind the N64 loose carts. And then below that, Super Nintendo, just a big old stack of SNES loose carts. I think these there's quite a few of these. They're sort of stacked. Oh, the Super Famicom as well. Sort of everywhere. I won't dig all those out now. Maybe something we can go through in another video. Let me know. Let me know if it interests you. And then at the bottom, some more PS2. Again, just a few of the titles I'm more likely to play, probably, and a few that I might have acquired recently that I've just sort of jammed in there till such times. And then moving over. These shelves are mainly made up PS1, various different PS1 titles. Just going down really. All the way pretty much to the floor. There's a few Super Nintendo carts hiding there at the back. Again, PS1. I've sort of outgrown the shelves with PS1. I didn't want to double stack them because I find myself just it doesn't look nice, and then I can never find what I want to play. So I've started to just box up any more PS1 that I sort of get and put them away. And then moving round to this area of the games room. Another metal slug light up display. Really like that. It's pretty cool. We've got Crystal Xbox, doesn't get a lot of use or a lot of love, if I'm honest with you. Moving along, PlayStation 4. Put some light on. PlayStation 4, PAL GameCube, Japanese GameCube. That's actually running a component lead, which was gifted to me by, again, another good friend, Basubi James, long while ago. And again, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but GameCube through component lead just looks absolutely stunning. You know, it's brilliant. Play the GameCube quite a bit. Just the staple titles from my boys: Mario Kart, Double Dash. My boys play this, Paper Mario, a little bit. And what else have we got? Speaker, PS1, another mini SNES, Atari 2600 sitting there. I do use him a little bit actually. I tend to plug him into some of the older CRTs when I'm testing them, and testing always turns into gaming, doesn't it? Some coasters that I've got. These are pretty cool. I like these. These are slate. There's different ones. Shenmue, favourite game of mine. Super Punch Out, Metal Slug, World Heroes. Bit of Tails artwork there. That's just a radiator. What we got at the back? Just a few of the different Game Boy colours, different variants there, and some mini CRTs that I've acquired. Tiny little, mainly 5-inch. They all work. Got all the power supplies for them. Just novelty value, really. Do quite like them. And then below that, this is nearly, but not quite, a full Dreamcast set. I think I'm 3 off the full set now. Yeah, quite a lot of the games in this collection actually are from, I say quite a lot, probably a dozen or so to 15 of the games are actually my originals from when I bought it back in the day, which is nice to actually have some of those games still. Really do need to finish this set, but it's a couple of the pricier titles that I need, and they'll come at some stage. I play the Dreamcast quite a lot, really fond of it, and some fantastic games. And that, guys, sort of concludes it. I mean, obviously there are still things that I've not been through, but we can always save that for another day. Let me know in the comments if there's a particular area that I sort of didn't go into, or you'd like me to go into a little bit more. Give me a chance to do another video. Apologies for all the jump cuts. This is my first video, so be gentle.